This is the Big Green Dow podcast power plant. And today we're here in Denver, Colorado at the Unstoppable Growth event, our annual that we have. We've been doing it for the past 3 years. And today I am sitting down with legends of the Mile High City. Okay. Granted, I would like to count myself amongst them, but I mean, you want to talk about folks that are out here slaying dragons and like making things happen. This is what's going down. Okay, this is Staff Sergeant Mac. I have
James Grevious,
Beverly Grant.
Ooh, and I hear MoBetta Greens. Yeah. I hear Urban Symbiosis and Rebels in the Garden. I'm selfless plugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And MoBetta Green with no S.
No S.
Oh, what?
No S. Yep. I have had a tendency of throwing that S on the end of that.
We all do. We all got corrected. We all got corrected by Beverly. We've all been there, bro. It's like, no, it's not plural,
it's
brother.
So intentional, though. Why there is no S.
Can you elaborate on that for us?
Well, absolutely. 14 years ago, when I started my work, I wanted to create a way to become relational to my target audience. So using that language, MoBetta, really depicts the mission of my work, which is to show people that, number one, they are their own best healer, that they hold the keys to living a better life, and how you can do it in a DIY way. And so green at that time, 14 years ago, like you were hearing a lot of words like sustainability and things like that. And I thought, well, green is the essence of what we're talking about. Green relates to food and lifestyle and daily practice.
Mm-hmm. Well, that just clarified
there
everything
you go.
for me.
There you go.
James, you're one of the young bucks.
Yes.
On the committee here. It's kind of like a steering committee for the Big Green Dow. Everybody has their hands on the wheel, but yours is pretty important. Could you tell us a little bit about Urban Symbiosis and your mission, man?
Yeah, Urban Symbiosis is just another brainchild of the rabbit hole that I've gone down to just to figure out how we can possibly help solve some of the equation of the food system that we're dealing with. So, it's just basically a connector in a way. It's symbiotic, right? So how do we connect the dots and connect throughout this food system with obviously what we're doing MoBetta and all the other little farms that we have in our network, things like that. So it's really just a farm incubator and connector is the intent of Urban Symbiosis, to try to put these pieces together and see if we can solve something.
Fresh. So, we're in at this conference, and, this conference, we're trying to like separate ourselves from a lot of other things that, in fact, you recently, Ms. Beverly, went to Washington, D.C. I believe it was for some type of medical or mental
yes,
collab.
I went to the Mental Health America conference because trauma is like prevalent in BIPOC communities, which that's my target audience. And so I wanted to come back with more community-based practices for helping people that have mental, emotional needs. Also, when you need food, let's just start there. You need everything, honestly. As I was saying earlier, we are our own best healer, but we don't know that a lot of times. We're detached from that, and we need ways to embrace that and for that to resonate. And so part of the key is relatability. So we got to have people that look like us, people that talk like us, so that way we can start to build trust.
Absolutely.
Make things MoBetta.
Exactly.
And green.
and green. No greens. Green, baby.
Green.
And
we will utilize greens.
Absolutely.
And eat
I love
them.
that. I love that. And, speaking of different like projects that are going on within the city, James, like you're building a symbiotic rebellish thing going on over in the northwest side of Denver, which was historically Black and Latino.
Yep.
But because of gentrification, that ugly word comes up all the time, and the reverse L. So if you don't know, Denver, Colorado was redlined for people of color to be in certain neighborhoods and certain areas. A lot of it are like a lot of industrial fallout areas, places that are along like the corridor of I-70, I-25. Not so appeasing, to the eye or enjoying life. But
and
recently,
environmental wasteland.
Yes.
Let's bring that up. So
Yes.
the environmental challenges also.
Yes, indeed. But you are taking on the task of creating a space for, it's a very inclusive space, but like specifically for BIPOC folks to come in, grow food, learn not just academic, but economic growth as well. And health also comes with that. Obviously, food is nature. Tell us a little bit about that. What's going on over there?
Yeah, no, it's a we project. Definitely a we project. This is something that me and Bev have been working on that since last year, I believe. We kind of brainchild it. So we haven't really fully announced it quite yet, but it's called the Denora Project. So obviously a wordplay between Denver and Aurora. So Beverly kind of controls the MoBetta green space over in 5 Points in the Denver area, and I'm primarily over in Aurora, so the Denora Project. So bringing all those resources, the farms, the markets that we have, the individuals that we have, all of our resources, trying to put under one roof. And the space that we have in Denver is kind of like that connecting hub, so that way we can have a space to where we're going to be training, kind of a demonstration space where people can kind of see the project and kind of have like a home base. And then kind of just branch out to our own individual kind of, city states, if you will, kind of thing, right? We're like, yo, you do you, we do, and we all come together and we, for the overall collective, again, the symbiotic relationship, right? So in a way, it's kind of taking back spaces that we lost in a way. So it is kind of a military campaigin, if you will, in a way, kind of like how can we get into some of these spaces and Bev
percolating Staff Sergeant Mac's ears right now. I like that.
But even with Bev, like I said, I talked to her, this was years ago. Now I'm over here pulling weeds with her and she's like, yo, when you get space, hold on to it. Right? So it's like we're holding on to space and then we're growing it, and other people that have space, we're trying to incorporate them in so that way we can build this network.
I really like that, you talk about symbiosis and the collaboration, and, that is a real focus here with the Big Green DAO and the annual, is to make those connections. I do know for a fact that you also take a cultural tip on a lot of the marketing, that food markets that you've been doing, especially MoBetta Green. You teamed up with the Denver DJ School, and you've had young people come into these spaces, bringing music, bringing the vibe. How has that changed things for you as you move forward with some of the projects you got going on?
Well, it's been a big change. One thing I wanted to say is that my work is sensory based, meaning, the eyes, the ears, the nose, all the touch have to be engaged. And so the Denver DJ School, fulfilled a very important part of bringing that musical medicine into our ears. And I have to say, this collaboration is going to continue. In fact, I'm already working on ways to bring those youth into more of my spaces and places for the next season, because here's what I've learned, is that when you work with youth, that's your gateway to the whole family. Because when youth are involved, the family gets nosy. What are you doing? Who are these people? Blah, blah, blah. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And music is the heartbeat of our culture. And being able to integrate music, food, environmental stewardship, education, that is a symbiosis right there. And we've developed a model that I feel that can be adopted by any community, which is why I love working with both you, Lacey, and James, because we are already kindred. And so being able to work in alignment to bring our dots together, to get those youth in the forefront and we stay in the background and support them, to cultivate leadership right now, not the future, right now, and then move forward.
Oof, that's dope. That's powerful. I got a question for both of you. And how do you see utilizing like Big Green DAO as a tool to amplify what you're doing? Like how has that helped you out with your missions as individuals? And then like, how did that percolate? Like, and how did Big Green come into that?
I would say Big Green's special. I've always had high regard for the DAO. I see it as a laboratory, right? So we can come and we can share ideas and, again, call it the brain trust, and we can just throw things out there in a way and kind of have a safe space to do it all. And the DAO allows that because we're just kind of, again, rebel kids running around, philanthropy refugees, if you will, trying to find a home where we have a safe space. So the DAO can kind of go any way or utilize it how you kind of see fit. But the DAO for me is more of like a laboratory and an area where I can meet up with people way smarter than me and just get what I need so I can take it back to the house.
Dope.
Yes, I look at the DAO as national family. Mm-hmm. Because if you're a part of the DAO, we already have alignment naturally. Mm-hmm. We're already on the same page. But to me, the most important and significant part of the DAO is the funding, and how the funding is literally unrestricted. And that's what we need more of. Restricted funding indicates that there's not enough trust of the grantor and the grantee. Mm. And the DAO is removing those restrictions by, I love that word empowerment, but the most important part of that word is the center of the word, which is power me. Mm. And that's what the DAO does. It is powering groups one by one to implement their missions, to better fund the gaps that are existing, to implement their missions. And then you've got this great national connectivity. Mm-hmm. Just like James said, it's a brain trust that you will find people that are doing work similar to you. You can hear their stories. But one thing that is confirmed is that every single of our 50 states have the same problem. And so, how are we solving these problems? And this is what the DAO brings to the forefront.
That's dope. We're doing this whole gardening thing, okay? You step into your garden, and I know some of your signs already, but what's your gardening sign? What would it say? You step into your garden sign's there. What would it say?
Well, one of the first ones in my garden says, respect the food.
Okay.
I don't have any signs. I don't even have a name for my farms right now. I'm really way behind. I'm just doing things.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm literally just doing things.
But the existence is the sign. How about that part?
I guess maybe, I don't even know what my signs would say. Maybe if I could say that, get your shit together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, let's get it together is probably what it would say, or something to that effect. Because again, I'm only here for a short period of time, right? I got a lot of work to do in this short period of time, because I want to be doing this forever.
Yeah.
Right. So it's more of like, we come on this field. It's like, it's game time. So my sign would definitely be like, don't be coming around here to be playing around. We here to do some
We
work.
don't play.
We don't play.
There it is. Now I like that sign.
We don't play.
I might have to make one of those.
Go in there and make some military movements.
I think another sign that is important is welcome. Okay. Welcome.
Yeah.
Because that already, removes barriers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a good point.
I like that. Okay. Welcome.
That's why I rock. That's why I rock with Bev.
There you go. That's what you need to put up in there. Welcome. Not get your shit together.
Nah, man. No, I think. Hey, and you know what? Here's the thing too: is even in this space too, there is a duality, right?
Yeah.
So there is a major duality, and in this space, there's a lot of women in this space,
Yes.
right? So there's a lot of women energy in there where it's like, yeah, you can feel welcome, and you come in, and we'll take care of you. But then there's also that other aspect. It's like, yo, we gotta do something. Like there's that sense of urgency, that masculine energy that comes in and says, look, yeah, there's a time and place for all of this, but the community need to eat.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like we need to get to work.
Get
so
your
get your shit together.
I like that.
Get your shovel, get in the game.
Get your shit together.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. No, that goes together really well.
Absolutely, it does. Hand
goes
in
together
glove.
really well.
Yep, there you go.
Definitely. So how can our listeners, folks out there listening to this podcast, how can we get a hold of you? How can we donate? How can we get involved?
Well, thank you for asking. At MoBetta Green on Instagram, you can direct message me there, and it will kind of show a history of whatever I've been doing in a season. I would say just hit me there.
Okay.
Yeah, I have stuff all over the place, but I would say on
Give us your
Instagram,
top
you
three.
can the best one would be say at Rebel Marketplace, right? That's probably my most active
On IG.
on IG.
Okay, on Instagram,
Yeah,
okay.
and you can go on our website. I'm really trying to push people into our newsletter because that's where I'm really trying to aggregate the
Yeah,
tribe.
you know what? I've been getting those newsletters, and they've been so helpful, especially around this time of year. Because I'm like, please, just live. I just want you to live until like mid-October. You know what I mean? For those out there, you know, we're wrapping up our growing season in October. Like this is
Yeah, especially here in Colorado.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've had a really, really stellar year this year with the weather. Last year was kind of tragic because we had we had a series of hailstorms. But this year it was categorically opposite to that.
Oh,
I agree.
I had a horrible year, but yeah. My year was horrible on record for me. It was too hot. It was dry. I had a hard time this year.
Okay, I shouldn't be laughing. You know, that's tragic, bro.
Hey, no, man, you gotta laugh it off.
We gonna make it happen though. It's gonna rejuvenate. You're gonna be, man. People are gonna flock to where you're at and what you're doing. But I just wanted to let y'all know, man. Like, I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you.
Well,
Legend.
thank you.
And I don't say this lightly, man. I love y'all, man. Like, not only do our missions align in life, just who you are as a human being, man. Like, I've always been impressed since the first day that I met y'all. When I walked out onto your spot that you were stewarding in Park Hill, I was like, yo, this is amazing. Like, wherever you go, it's gonna turn into gold. And the same thing with you, sir. Yeah. Like, you know how hard it was for me to convince this man to take this voyage onto the Dow? Because I know you didn't believe.
I agree with that.
Because both of you, it was so hard to like get folks to like, what are you talking about? Yeah. What do you mean there's only 6 of y'all? Nah, I don't believe y'all. And I was like, dang, this is harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But
But you know, it's hard to believe that something is going to be this beautiful, especially I've been doing my work 14 years and I've had to say no to so many quote unquote grants because of the restrictiveness or the control that they wanted to insert into my work. And I thought, you know, thank you for this, but I'm on next.
Yeah.
dang, that's fresh.
No, I went to your school.
That's true. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you tried to throw me off that roof. We went up to
What you talking about?
that janky ladder all the way to the top of the roof. I was like, what is this dude doing? I'm like, all right,
I was
we got
trying to
do
show
it.
this man the world. I was like, look, you know, we were
view.
just talking about James Earl Jones. That was my Simba moment my Simba Mufasa moment with this man. I was like, you know,
I'm
look
like,
at this kingdom.
Man, I got a bad back and knees. You want me to crawl up here? Like, come on, man.
You younger than me. Come on now.
Actually, no, I'm older than you. I'm 42, homie.
I'm 42. I'm
Okay,
about to turn 43.
And we the same age then, so we're
Then
good.
how about both of y'all be quiet? Because y'all are like my sons.
Your youth and spirit, Bev.
There it is. So I won't allow you all to claim oldness when I've got decades on y'all.
Hey, we're 90 in military years.
For real, we are. Like, we should be dead right now.
But you are
speaking.
not. And think about the earth. how old, you know how people say old as dirt? I don't like to say it that way. Old as earth.
Old as earth.
So you all are that old.
That's true.
Yep,
Dang,
yeah,
did y'all pick up that
Did you
snap?
hear that?
I think I.
There
Yep.
you go.
Yeah.
Just like that.
That is how old you are
Respect.
in earth time.
Copy that.
I agree.
Copy
true,
that.
True. Well, again,
I'm a baby.
I agree.
I love y'all, man. Thank you for sitting down and spending time with me today.
Thank you for allowing us.
Not let this be the end, obviously. Here we are in Denver. I got a studio at the Lake Middle School. Like, we got to keep this thing rolling. However we can do to continue to collab together, that would be amazing. And thanks for listening. This is Staff Sergeant Mac.
This is James Grevious.
Beverly Grant.
And we'll see you next time.